All right, so yes, we are recording here. So welcome everybody. This is Nina the Mystic, and welcome to Sunday Live. This week we have a very special guest, J.S. Garrett. How you doing, Garrett?
Hey, I'm doing great, Nina. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, so good to see you. I know we tried to do it there a couple of weeks ago, and there were some issues with your internet or something was going on, so we weren't able to do it. But
Yeah,
today we
internet
have
got knocked out like right before, and whenever you
yeah.
hit record, it did that thing you was talking about where I can't see you, but hopefully it's recording both of us. Can you still see me?
I can see you and I can see myself, and I've had
All right.
this issue with when I'm doing readings and stuff, but then when you go and look at the recording later, you can see me. So
Okay, so we're good then. We're
I'm
good.
hoping that you'll be able to see me. If not, I guess it'll just be you on there, which is fine. I don't have to be on there anyway. So yeah.
Hopefully they can see both of us.
Hopefully the recording is better than I guess what we can see right now. But yeah, we weren't able to stream on my regular thing, so we're doing it through Skype today. So just bear with us, people. We're trying to get this information out there. Yeah, so we have some things to talk about now. Never mind we were going to talk about the Unbaptist thing, and I guess I did the show on my own and showed a little bit of video and explained a little bit about that. But I think today's video, so people have already kind of heard about that, but today's video is more about what's been happening with you, I guess, right? Because you kind of been gone for a while. Some people might not know exactly what's happened, and so I don't know, where do you want to start here with all of this there?
I mean, I did a video, giving the gist of it. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't mention. The video was just, meat and potatoes explanation of what happened to like Lawless Metaphysics, where I've been the last few months, stuff like that. And I'm open to talk about any of it at this point. Anybody that has questions or whatnot. I've started a new website. Lawless Metaphysics is no more. That website was stolen from me by my former business partner, Rurik. And I was locked out of the YouTube channel, locked out of the website, turned off my emails. He even hacked into my bank account after he left to try to steal what money I had sitting in there after stealing all the money out of the business account. Luckily, I had security measures in place to where they notified me. Someone just hacked into your account, or someone just changed your password. So, I was able to get on the phone with the bank and freeze the account before he was able to siphon the money out. Some really heinous, disgusting shit has taken place. And it's extremely embarrassing because this is the second time this has happened to me. The first business partner, which is my ex-wife, did this to me 3 years ago. And then Rurik did the same thing to me. The only difference is the ex-wife got away with a lot more money than Rurik did. He stole $9,000 from me that I can prove at this point, and I'm essentially going to have to sue him to get it back. And he's in hiding right now. Like, he just ran. So I've teamed up with like Doc Mulder, the guy that makes the Radionics machines and whatnot. Him and El the Alchemist, they helped me put the website back together. El did a great job on it. We just launched it. It's jsgarrett.net, because the jsgarrett.com is my old domain, and even though it's expired, I can't seem to repurchase it for whatever reason. So I just started a brand new website, and I'm having to start a brand new YouTube channel also, because this is the second YouTube channel I've been locked out of by 2 different business partners. So it's just kind of knocked me back and forced me to start over, and it's extremely embarrassing. But hell, I got to admit it, it's true.
It happens to the best of us, unfortunately. And the reason being is that we want to believe in people. We want to, when somebody says, hey, we want to believe them, right? And we want to be friends, and, we can't go around and just, mistrust everybody. And so, it does happen, even though, and sometimes our intuition is like, but we still don't know, that's silly, and we don't listen to that. And, we kind of, because we want to believe, in people, and so don't be embarrassed. It does happen to all of us at some points, this community is no exception,
I
But
don't know anybody it hasn't happened to at least once.
mhm.
But in my case, this is the second time. So a little embarrassed about the second time. It's like first time, shame on them. Second time, shame on me. Like never trust anyone with your business, access to your business, access to your bank accounts. Which I'm supposed to be able to trust my wife. But as we all know, that's not the case all the time. Rick was really my best friend during that. My wife had planned to leave me for over a year, and the goal was for me to save up a certain amount of money for her to be able to take when she left, and along with all the other valuables and paid off vehicles, things like that. And so I was like devastated. I was absolutely devastated when that happened. And Rourke was there to be my best friend and support me. He needed a place to live. He needed someone to feed him. He was living out of his car. He didn't have any fucking money. Which I had enough money stashed away that my wife could not steal from me to survive long enough to, rebuild my business and whatnot. And kind of put me in a position where I was dependent on him and he was dependent on me. And, I genuinely thought the dude was my friend. He's even admitted, I was just fucking helping you help myself. Like, he's just like, there's no shame there. And it's embarrassing to be duped. And in this case, it was him. It was my two best friends, Rourke and Nicola. They were my two best friends, and they were really just seeing what they could use me for. And they saw an opportunity to cut me out of the business and steal my client base and lock me out of everything. And I guess they thought that, they would rename the website and take all my shit off there, and then my regular customers would start hiring them for things, and they've still got my reviews all over this website, this Crimson Hierophant website. First thing you look, you see a bunch of positive reviews with my name, and there's no pictures of anybody, no names on the site. And so people are buying rituals, they're advertising rituals at 50% off, sending my client sending out mass emails to my clients, advertising 50% off all these sacrificial rites, which my clients know that I would never do that to begin with. But I'm sure someone has fallen for it. And so they're not offering, pictures or videos or anything of these rituals, no proof that it's actually happening. And so what you have is people come to this website, they type in Lawless Metaphysics looking for me. They see my reviews on this Crimson Hierophant site. They don't see any pictures or anything like that. They're probably not reading the fine print saying we no longer offer videos. And they're, 50% off. Well, let me buy 2 or 3, different rituals, and they're getting ripped off. And they think they bought it from me,
Mhm.
like that's the main reason I have to say something here, is because it's fraudulent, false advertising being done in my name. And I'm taking legal steps, but as we all know, that's difficult, especially, when the people literally go into hiding, hiding out on someone else's couch that probably has no idea who they are. It's disgusting. And the only thing I can do is put it out there now and admit what happened so that my clients and anybody else that is getting taken advantage of on this fraudulent website under the guise of buying rituals from me will, hopefully see these videos and not fall for it.
Yeah, so that's that's very important. If anybody still has the Lawless Metaphysical link and is wanting to go and buy anything there, to be heads up that JS has nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, they have renamed it, and I think he took the YouTube down. I think it's when you click
Yeah.
on it's just gone. He just took it down.
Yeah, he's
So
not wanting to show his face right now because it's gotten out in the community what the two of them have done. He's changed his name on Facebook to Hass Rakar.
yeah.
That's one of the silliest names I've ever heard, along with the Crimson Hierophant. And it's not even about making fun. It's just, damn, that is douchey shit. Him and Nicole have both just completely buried their heads in the sand, locked down their Facebook. They're not showing their faces anywhere. Everybody knows what they've done at this point, at least everybody in the community. And they've essentially sunk their own ship. I spent years making both of them in this field, training both of them from the ground up. No one knew who they were until they started sitting next to me on fucking video. They were just clients of mine. They were clients that showed potential and really wanted to learn. Rourke had never done a ritual when he met me, and he begged me to teach him how to do magic. And I'm like, well, what kind of rituals have you done? What experience do you have? Well, I've never done a ritual before. He's like, I've watched somebody else do a ritual recently. I was there. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're a clean slate here. All right, well, if you really want to learn, you can get out there with me and get your hands dirty. Well, she did. He absolutely did. Took him on as a student, never called him my student, never treated him like a student, treated him as an equal, but taught him literally everything that he's attempting to sell people right now. And yeah, that's that's like that's the third time that I've been betrayed by someone that I've like taken under my wing and taught ritual magic. So I probably won't ever do that again. I'll put out my video courses. I'll keep writing books. I might do boot camps, in-person boot camps, but I'll never just like take someone under my wing and fucking teach them my craft again, because it's never worked out.
Yeah, there's got to be a mutual benefit there, if there is, right? And obviously, I think the main thing is not to let them have access to the bank accounts and all of that, which I'm sure you will never do again. Keep that separate from any relationship, really, because that's yours. And, yeah, you got to protect that, protect your castle, your kingdom there. But it is good to have, apprentices and stuff like that. But yeah, just don't let them have the access. But also they also need to contribute some stuff too. Like, so when he was there, he should have been helping out, because you're there by yourself. I'm sure there's a lot of things that he could have been helping out with, and so there should have been a mutual kind of.
With the business, he helped, build the website and stuff like that. The technological aspect is what I needed help with. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, he did do that. But, that was really it. He spent most of his time in his room masturbating to online prostitutes. Like, there were days I wouldn't even see it. So I'm doing all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the yard work. I'm paying for everything. And,
well, that's what I'm saying. He should have been there helping you out more, with the daily stuff too, around the house and yard work, everything else.
I was really just happy with someone else here as I went through like the worst devastation of my life. Like, I had a total psychological breakdown when my wife left me, and not only left me and stole everything from me, but like defamed me, like went on a 2-year campaign to try to cancel me, using all the buzzwords, calling me an abuser, claiming that Become a Living God was a cult and that I'd forced her into it. Like, we're talking about a publishing company there. People, I've met EA one time. I've never met Timothy, and most people published on Become a Living God have never met any of you. We've never met any of each other, so that's pretty far from a cult. But if you tell a lie enough, people will start to believe it. So that's really all you got to do is keep repeating lies.
Well, it just doesn't take much nowadays, does it? Especially it's such a cancel culture right now, especially towards white men. We were kind of talking a little bit before recording here that, they hear a white man, oh yeah, we'll jump on that right away because that's the trendy thing right now. Canceling the white man, period. And so, yeah, and this whole feminist thing.
Great and white.
Yeah. So there's so many things that needs to be changed in this society, honestly. But that's not what this video is about. But I just wanted to go into a little bit more about this character too. I mean, yeah, he took advantage of you financially and any other way too, from the sounds of it. It's just, riding the wave there, not helping out and all this kind of stuff. But it's come to our attention too that he has a bit of a past.
Yes. After he left, I started really digging into his background, like seriously digging into his background. I found out he'd legally changed his name 2 different times, and he has done this to people everywhere he has ever gone. He's made enemies, he has stolen or committed sex crimes everywhere he has ever gone. And he is, each time, he has to run, he has to change his name and become somebody else and find a new person to nuzzle up to in order to rip them off. He stole a lot of money from his mother whenever he ran away from home. And, I also found out when I did a background check on his original name, Kalen Briggs, that he had been charged and arrested and tried for 4 counts of child molestation, specifically accused of molesting his own sisters. I'm like, okay, well, he's not in prison, so he must not have got convicted. Let me track down the family. Let me talk to one of these sisters. So I did. They got on the phone with me and told me everything. And everything that he had told me about his past or that situation was a complete lie. He essentially got away with it in trial because there was no physical evidence. It was the girl's word against his, and she said he put on a very convincing act on the witness stand, and they did not have enough evidence to convict him, so the charges were dropped, or he was not guilty, whatever. And she said that, you know, he smiled at her and her sister walking out of the courtroom, like turned around, looked at him, and just fucking smiled at him, like, ha ha, I got away with it, you know. And so then he changes his name to, you know, escape that from following him, and changed his name again after he got kicked out of the fire department for something similar. I don't know exactly why he got kicked out of the fire department, because the fire department's not going to get on the phone and talk to me about a past employee, but supposedly it was for sexual misconduct. And I know for a fact that he was kicked out of massage school for sexual misconduct. He went to massage school. Not one, but 3 different women accused him of fondling their vagina on accident while they were on the massage table. And so after the 3rd woman accused him, they kicked him the fuck out. They said, get out of here before we have you arrested. And so he went and changed his name a 2nd time, apparently. Really disturbing shit finding this out. And that's a tough pill to swallow, because that meant that I not only did I harbor an incestuous pedophile under my roof, but I taught them my personal craft and brand of magic. And trusted them enough, was fooled by them enough, this professional con artist, this professional liar. I trusted him enough to allow him to steal everything from me, business-wise, and every penny that he could access through that business. So that's extremely tough pill to swallow, and it's extremely embarrassing to admit, but it's real. So
Yeah, if you that's the thing, that these guys put on such an act that it's really, really hard to, know, unless you really start digging in, right? But I mean, yeah, no, I don't blame you for, not digging in that deep. I mean, you did some digging beforehand, but
I did a background on him when I let him live with me, but I didn't know he changed his name twice. So I'm doing,
so it makes it hard.
I'm
these people know what they're doing.
Douglas, it's like his name's Caitlin Briggs.
Yeah, they're professional scam artists is what they are, right? And predators among us, and this is one of the reasons why, he's not on anymore on the Steiger channel as well. JD actually told us something that happened in his home about with the same guy, and emailed Wayne, and we can't have him on there. So
well, that's actually what sent Rourke running in the first place. He was going to wait until there was more money sitting in the business account before he executed this plan to steal everything from me. But he went to visit JD for a week, and JD has 2 stepdaughters. One is not legal and one is barely legal. He apparently propositioned them for sexual favors with money, offered them money to give him full body massage. Said anytime that JD and Sarah weren't around, he was like hardcore perving on them, hitting on them, creeping on them. And so they did not respond well to that. So after he left, he came straight home to my house, packed his shit, and fucking ran. Didn't say a word to me, because I guess he realized, like, man, those girls are going to say something after I leave, and J.S. is probably going to cut my balls off, because that's what he promised to do if he ever found out I was a pedo. So, he got the fuck out of here while he could, and it's a good thing he did, because, I'd probably be sitting in jail right now. It's not something that I don't have a bad temper, but when it comes to pedophilia or somebody perving on, my friend's daughters, you're a guest in their house, this is your buddy, and you're going to try to fuck one of the kids. Doesn't matter if she's your age or not, but especially if she's not your age, if she's younger than you. Like, that's just, that's a line you just don't fucking cross in a man's house. And, like I said, by the time JD found out about it and called me asking where the fuck is that motherfucker, you better tie him up and wait until I get there, and I'm just like, well, it's funny you say that, because he just fucking ran off 2 days ago. So, he knew it was coming. He knew the jig was up, and he knew he had to get the fuck out of here quick, because everybody that knows me knows how I feel about pedophiles.
Yeah, you better run. That's all I gotta say. I know it's.
Trying to watch this too, and I'll tell you what, Rurik, you better keep running, dude. You better be running the rest of your life.
You know, it baffles me that somebody would like what would make you think that you're going to get all the clients like from somebody that's already established? Like, it just baffles me that those two thought that they were going to be able to get away with that, for one. And then also, why would you want to mess with a black magician? Like, you must know that now there's going to be some retaliation towards you. I mean, it just baffles me that somebody would even do that. Like, how stupid can you get? Like, really?
Yeah, I've asked myself that same question. If I was a con artist,
Yeah,
and a sex offender, I would not seek out a black magician to con and steal from. Like, that's just the last person I would ever want to fuck with.
yeah,
It's like, why don't you go pick a fight with Mike Tyson? Like,
yeah,
that's
pretty much.
anyway. I don't know, ego, jealousy, things like that. I taught him magic, so maybe he thinks he can hold his own. We'll see. This really isn't a magical battle, though, now is it? I mean, I'm sure that's coming into play as well, but some things give you satisfaction, other things are just too personal.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't even know what to say about this guy. It's what a disappointment. I mean, huge for the whole community, you know.
I'm disappointed in myself for being fooled and introducing him to this community.
Well, like I said, I mean, you want to believe, right, in people. You don't want to have to sit there and do divination every second to see if like, you just want to be friends, and you just want to have a normal relationship with people. You don't want to be sitting there all paranoid all the time, and so I hope that that's not how you're going to go forward now with people.
No, I mean, I'm not going to punish everybody else for the actions of one bad person.
Mhm.
I think that's how a lot of people would respond. People that do people dirty or act like that, extremely distrusting, or, oh, I'm gonna screw you before you can screw me. That's usually coming from a place of hurt. You're being punished for someone else's bad actions. I'm not going to take on that mentality, but I think that my number one regret was like teaching him magic, which he probably doesn't know this, but in any magical system from any culture, if you betray your mentor, you denounce your mentor, and turn against them for personal gain for no reason, that system turns against you. Like, whoever initiated you into that system, if you fuck them over, you're fucking the spirits over too. They take that as disrespect. Whoever helped you make allies with those spirits, they're all going to turn against you. So,
Yeah.
magic's for that guy anymore. At least nothing that I taught him, which that's really all he knows. And Nicole is just as bad, in my opinion. It's just as disgusting, and that's why the two of them are in hiding right now.
Mhm.
So that's where they need
Yeah,
to stay.
wouldn't want to be them, that's for sure. No.
No.
But you're back in business. I hear you got a website now, a new website.
Yeah. Same website I've always had. It's just a different name now. Since my ex-wife crashed jsgarrett.com and locked me out of it, and Rurik stole Lawless Metaphysics and renamed it. So now I've built the same website with my services and radionics equipment. It's called jsgarrett.net. The Alchemist built that site for me. There's a lot to add to it. We're far from being finished with it, but it is operational. I do have like the Radionics machines and my main rituals on there. And L's got some rituals on there too that are fucking badass. I had him perform each of them for me and for others before we put them on the website. They definitely work, and he deserves to be there. L's a good dude. And like I said, I'm not going to punish others for one person's bad actions.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, it's too bad that we're doing it on Skype, because I was gonna share your website to show everybody, but we can't do that here. But yeah, go and check it out. So it's .net instead of .com. It's kind of like mine. I'm the Mystic.net too. I lost that on the .com because somebody else went and jumped and got it before I got in there. So, you know, things like that do happen. But yeah, it looks very cool with all the flames in the back there. It looks very, very cool. And so you got the Alchemist and Mulder on there as partners. Yeah, looks cool.
Well, I mean, it's my business. It's in my name, and but they, you know, Doc sells his Radionics machines on that website, and is selling his custom rituals that he's created on the website as well. You know, we're doing lots of shows together in the near future and things like that. Two great guys to work with.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had Al on on my
us.
show a while back, and yeah, it looks like he's got some cool things going on there, and he's he's been doing this for a while too, and yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. I was telling him yesterday, we were on the phone. I was like, dude, like, I look back to like where you were when I met you to like where you are now. That like, you know, his you know, how he's developed as a magician and as a person and in his profession, every aspect of his life. That dude has just like skyrocketed. Like he's really taken the time to learn these art forms and make them work for himself. And you know, if somebody has no friends, no family to speak of, and they're living out of their fucking car and they're in their mid-30s, you know, it could be that, you know, they fell on hard times, or it could be that they're a piece of shit. So, I mean, like, you have to, I think, know somebody in their personal life and get to know people that know them from their past in order to give someone a chance at this point. I'll say that I'm a lot less trusting than I was at that point in my life. I really needed a friend. Like I said, I had a total emotional, mental breakdown after my wife left me and devastated me. And I was just happy to have somebody here. And, you know, like, I wasn't in my right mental state for a long time after that happened. Like, I was still functioning. I still worked. I still, you know, did my client rituals and consultations and whatnot. And then, you know, whenever I was done working, I would typically get drunk and pass out, just trying to escape the pain of what my ex-wife had done to me and was actively doing to me through this cancel culture campaign. So I don't think anybody could really blame me for having an emotional breakdown. But you know, that's the one thing I can say is that Rourke helped me get through that. You know, like if it hadn't have been for him being here or someone being here during that, I might have jumped off the top of the house or something. You know, like I don't know where I'd be. But you know, I've you know, recovered from that, moved on from that, and yeah, I'm me again. And it's unfortunate to find out that the person that was here with me through all of that wasn't actually helping me because they were my friend. They were helping me because I was helping them. And, you know, if I jump off a bridge, then he's homeless and has no food and no money. So it absolutely benefited him to nurture me through that, you know?
Yeah, well, it was an opportunity, right? When you had your guard down, and that's the thing, you had your guard down. He saw the opportunity, he took it, went in there and took it for all he thought he could get, I guess. But I'm sure he's not getting a whole lot out of it because I can't see anybody that has seen any of the videos that have been coming out lately. There's no way anybody's gonna, you know, subscribe to the website. Never mind actually order anything from there. You know, so yeah.
The only way someone would is if they assumed they were buying from me and they were a return client. You know, they'd had a good experience. They're seeing my reviews on there. They're thinking, oh, J.S. changed his website to something really douchey, but okay. Yeah, I don't think it didn't work out for the two of them the way they planned. And otherwise, they wouldn't be sending out 3 mass emails every week to my client base advertising 50% off on all products and services. Like, never done a sale on anything except for Radionics machines. We've done one sale on Radionics machines for like a week. I've never done a sale on rituals because I stay booked out weeks to months at a time, depending on what time of year it is. So if I were to just like suddenly offer all my stuff 50% off, I'd be booked out for a year, and then I'd have clients that were pissed off that they had to wait that long. You know, they'd be doing chargebacks. Like, no, I need it done now. I can't wait 6 months to a year for you to do this ritual. And that wouldn't be either. Not saying that I'll never offer like something for sale, but I would never put the whole damn website on sale ever, especially not 50% off.
Yeah, they're getting desperate. That's the thing. They're desperate, and that's why they're doing it. And I'm hoping that's why we're doing this video. That hoping that you know, more and more people will see it and spread the word that, hey, you know, don't be, you know, booking anything on that website there for sure. You know, that you have nothing to do with that. And he's a charlatan, and he'll take you money, but he won't perform any ritual, and you won't get any video or anything. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really my main concern here, is to keep my clients from getting ripped off by this scam. And concern is whoever's couch this dude is living on has no idea who he is, and the fact that he is an incestuous pedophile. Yeah. So hopefully whoever he's living off of, mooching off of now, hopefully they don't have daughters or sons. And hopefully nothing happens as a result of that man being in their house. I never once, you know, even when my wife and kid was here, like I never once left Rurik alone with them. Anytime I left the house, he came with me. Anytime I was outside doing ritual, he was out there with me. The only place that he ever would have seen my wife or child is in the common area, the living room, the kitchen. He was never once left alone or unsupervised by me. And that wasn't even because I distrusted him at the time. That was on principle. I don't trust any man with my wife and kid. I don't trust any man with my woman. Yeah, it's just, you know, if you never trust anyone with your wife and kid, then you don't have to worry about anything happening. And that's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, predators are among us everywhere, so be aware. You know, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You know, and these people are very convincing, very, you know. So that's the thing. I had something similar happen to me last year too, and you know, it happens to the best of us, unfortunately. And but you know, yeah, just don't let them in on the business. That's the thing. Don't keep that separate. That's yours. You know, nobody else needs to be in there, you know. So but I heard JD's been advertising a group ritual coming up. Is that still going on, or?
Yeah, it is actually. I've got to do a video and a write-up to go on the new website and the new YouTube channel. Yeah, he's coming down here during I think it's the Sturgeon Moon. I hope I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
wrong.
it's the blue moon that's coming up here last day of the month.
Yeah.
We have, because the blue moon means we've had 2 full moons in the same month. So we had one on the 1st, and then we had one on the 31st. And so this is where this saying comes, once in the blue moon. So that's where that, yeah, so we're going to have a full super blue moon. Yeah. So do you want to tell us about the ritual that you got planned out for that?
All right. Well, I mean, JD's really constructed the ritual for the most part. I don't want to say anything to take away from that. You know, this was his idea, and I thought it sounded well. So we're going to do a video where I let him essentially explain the ritual that he has created. But it is going to be a sacrificial rite. It is going to be performed here by both he and I and his fiancee Mothra. We'll be doing that all together in person. It's going to be a sacrificial rite. People will have the option to purchase individual sacrifices for themselves, and it's going to be a powerful manifestation ritual, essentially. And I'm going to let JD explain the ins and outs of the ritual because it's his creation, and I don't want to take away from that.
Okay, gotcha. And I guess I jumped the gun a little bit on that, but I'm sure.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't. You know, if the way I see it is if you create the ritual, and you know, no one else should be acting like they did. You know.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm sure by the time this video comes out, I'm sure JD's probably already released more information on that, maybe. But
yeah, he's done one video about it, and he and I are doing a podcast tomorrow evening talking about it. I'll be making some videos to put up on my new channel. You know, I'm sure it's going to take a while for my subscribers to come over and find this new channel. Just dropped a video on it yesterday. So yeah, and we were actually having some problems with it, like getting videos to upload to it. So yeah, I'll have to check it when we get off the line here, make sure it's operational. But I'll send you a link to it so that people can find it if you'd like. And
most definitely, we'll put it in the description of the video here. Your new YouTube, your new website, all of that will be down there so people can find you for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Can't wait for the videos. I know we're all enjoy the videos. The weekly thing that you were doing before was kind of fun, you know, but I don't know if you're planning on coming back doing that or.
I'd like to start doing that again. You know, doing live streams, it's fun with someone else. I don't really like doing live streams where I'm just sitting here talking by myself. One, it's hard to keep up with the chat. It's hard to keep questions. You kind of, you know, need some help doing that. And you know, if you have two good personalities that can play off of each other, it's just more fun. It's more interactive. So I'm not saying that I won't do that again in the future. I'll probably do live streams a little bit less often when I can have like guests on, people like yourself, people like JD, people like EA. Yeah, just the friends that I've had for a long time that have actually been real friends. I'll say my circle is closed, though. It is absolutely closed at the moment. But that doesn't mean that it'll always stay that way.
No, you know, yeah. Yeah, you can't live like that either, right? But at the same time, you do need to protect yourself and, you know, just boundaries, right? That's the thing. And set them right off the bat so there's no hurt feelings later, you know, it's just like this is my boundaries and that's important. And then you can just go on and you know, be friends, you know, but yeah, it's really unfortunate. There must have been some really hard lessons there that the spirits wanted you to have at this time to back to back like that. Obviously, yeah, so there must be something coming up that you're going to be shielded from just because you went through this now, so that you don't have to later.
Well,
It could be something. Yeah, go ahead.
There's actually some really good things coming up, some really awesome opportunities that are finally coming to fruition that these people would have benefited from directly, extremely benefited from. And all I would have done was, you know, further tarnish my name by allowing them to benefit from these opportunities as well. I'm not going to say what they are because you never tell people what you're doing until it's a done deal. But there are some very good things coming up, and the people that I cannot trust had to be purged from my life, and I actually asked for that. You know, the last manifestation ritual I did, you know, that was something that I asked for. I was like, anybody who is going to be a problem in the way of this being successful, anyone that I cannot trust, you know, any secret enemies that I have not seen for being enemies yet, future enemies, I want them rid from my life. And man, you know, when you ask for something, you better be ready to get.
I was gonna say, you know, sometimes you gotta be careful what you ask for, but you know, it's necessary though. As hard as it is, as painful as it is, at the time, you know, like you said, down the line here, it would have been a lot worse if they were around. So in a sense, you were being protected from what's coming up around the corner here. So, you know, you gotta look at it that way.
Yeah.
You know, so
good thing. You know, it hurt, it stung, it stings still.
yes.
Yeah, I lost, you know, I had more money stolen from me. I'm really good at making money. I'm just not good at not letting people steal it from me, apparently. So I need to get better at that. But yeah, it's good things are coming, and I'm actually in a really good place mentally and emotionally now. You know,
Good.
I finally, you know, got over the devastation and heartache, you know, that my ex-wife caused. But you know that, you know, if you're married for 16 years, it's going to take you a while to get over something ending that badly. And in a better place now than I've really ever been in my life, not just mentally and emotionally, but physically. Like I'm getting back into shape, you know, eating a healthy diet. I'm not drinking liquor all the time. Freaking working out every day, you know, and just trying to get into a better sleep pattern. I'm trying to get myself physically on par with where I am magically, because that's only going to make me better.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very important. The whole sleep cycle thing, I gotta say, because I used to be on night shift and it does take a toll on you. You know, it really does. And having that, you know, trying to set, yeah, that's been a game changer for me as well to get in that sleep, you know, and Yeah, especially when you're trying to, you want to get your lucid dreaming in, and you want to get all that. There's a lot of fun stuff happening at nighttime, so
Yeah.
you don't want to mess up with that,
Get really good at lucid dreaming, and you make all your fantasies come true. That's for sure.
Well, that's the thing, right? There's so much, and you just, yeah, you get into the other realm. There's way more fun over there than, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what else do you have for us going on now that you want to bring up in this video?
I mean, that's really it that I can think of. The new website starting over on YouTube. Just to let people
I was
know.
going to suggest too, if you're like, if you if you are going to do it yourself, you could put it out there for people to maybe email you some questions ahead of time. That way you got quite a few, and then you can just do a video and just roll on those. You don't have to worry about the chat. Maybe make a couple people moderators in there, because that's always good, because there's always trolls, that come in there and might shit on your channel, but
I actually rather enjoy the trolls.
okay.
I don't think they realize like that it compliments me for me to be important enough in their eyes to troll. I appreciate the energy and the attention, even if it's negative attention. It's all the same to me. And I think it's funny that people have nothing better to do than troll people on the internet, especially people like me that are not famous. Like, I'm not fucking famous, okay? Like, my YouTube channel's got like, or my old YouTube channel, it had like maybe 4,000 subscribers. Some of my best videos, like I think my highest views is like 14K on some videos I did years ago with people like EA Coeting, because it's got his name in there, so more people are going to click on it. You don't come into the black magic community, whatever you want to call it, this field, if you want to be like famous and popular. Like, we are the most hated, most feared people in the world. Like, pretty much every religion, every group of people out there is scared of black magicians, or thinks that we're evil or bad. Which there's evil and bad people in every fucking system and religion. But I like to think that some of the best people that I know, like yourself, are people that practice this craft. And but the point I'm making here is you don't get famous by working in the shadows. It's like, so you see people, they come into this field and they want notoriety, they want fame, they want everybody like thinking that they're great. They want to guru people and shit like that. It never works out for them. They end up offering rituals for $20 a pop, and while they're sleeping on someone's couch. You come to this for the purpose of notoriety and popularity, then you're going to crash and burn. And because the spirits that you're claiming to work with and lying in the name of are not going to respect you. And that's really the only thing in this world at this point that I am scared of, is the entities that I work with. I do not want to be on their bad side. I do not want to disrespect them. I do not want them to not respect me. Because all my other worst fears have come true. So I have nothing left to fear, as long as I am respectful and I'm truthful and honest when I speak in their names.
Well, that's the thing that the spirits know. So if you're trying to, be a fake or doing whatever, spirits will know. And people will know just if they're working with the same spirits, so it doesn't hold up for very long. And another thing too, they're talking about all these religions and whatever, they're doing the same darn thing in the basement though. They're not doing it up front for you to see. They're all holy and whatever up in there, but then later at night, they're down doing the same thing as what we're doing.
Yep.
We're honest. Yeah. Like sacrifices and all this stuff. That's Yahweh. I mean, he's huge on sacrifice. He loves that stuff. You know what I mean? And so a lot of the old gods, I guess, do. And that's
all. The Allah. I mean, like, there's been more sacrifices made to Allah than probably anyone else. Ali Ma. If you research like the cult that was called the Thuggee. All right, that's where we get the word thug from. Is from the Thuggee. It's a Hindu word. They were like a mass murder death cult. That they would rob people on the road and kill everyone, and a lot of times would end up killing themselves as sacrifices to Kali. Like, they absolutely believed that they could not feed Kali enough blood, and you really can't overfeed Kali. So I mean, it's like these people from these religions that are condemning sacrifices. Like, as far as I'm concerned, they invented that shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Only they're doing human sacrifices. I'm sacrificing chickens. Like
Yeah.
which one's more evil now? Every witch that was burned during the Inquisition was a sacrifice of burning flesh and blood to the Christian God. And that's why that religion's so prevalent and powerful to this day. Every time a bomber in Iraq or one of those Middle Eastern countries yells Allah Akbar and then runs into a fucking room full of people and blows everybody up. That means for Allah. That's a sacrifice to Allah.
Yeah.
Those gods, whether they're real gods that predate human existence or whether they are egregores that men have created and made powerful through human sacrifice, either way, there's power there. All right. Otherwise, they would not dominate the world.
Absolutely. I mean, going back a few years, I don't know if you remember this, but Hillary Clinton's, the emails, right? Hillary Clinton said something about, hey, she's going to go in the backyard and sacrifice a chicken to Moloch, except chicken means something else. So these people are way, way, worse than, any of us. So,
Black men rule the world. All right.
Yes.
Not guys like me or women like you. No, like the people in charge, they are the ones that have access. They have access to all the knowledge that was lost during the Inquisition, all the knowledge that was stolen and taken from us. They didn't burn all those books because they were powerful. No, they kept them. They're in the basement of the Vatican. They're in secret vaults at the Smithsonian. Like those people know the keys to the power that we have no idea about. I'm constantly trying to rediscover things that have been lost or stolen from us. It's funny that the same people pushing these dogmatic religions telling you not to sacrifice are the ones doing it the most.
Yeah, because they don't want you to know the knowledge. They don't want you to access different things. It's all for them. They just want it, So, yeah.
It's individual empowerment. Like if you know that you can go out in the backyard and summon an ancient deity or summon Satan or any other deity and offer them a sacrifice and alter reality, ask for something, give a sacrifice in exchange, and then that happens, boom, then you are powerful. You are personally powerful because you have that knowledge. All right. You have the knowledge of how to get what you want and force your will into this reality. They don't want you to know that. You can get on your knees and pray and ask for things, and it's never going to happen. The universe is not in the business of giving you what you ask for. There's a lot of people out there asking for a lot of shit, all right, and they're not getting it. The universe is in the business of giving you more of what you already have and what you are grateful for and what you are trying to manifest, all right? So, like, if you think about things as if you already have them, if you perform a ritual to manifest something and you push your desire and want into that ritual and then release that desire and start thinking about it like you already fucking have it, then you're going to get it really quick. And that's what they don't want you to know.
Exactly. And I just did a whole series on spiritual science. I mean, he doesn't realize when he wrote that book and whatever, that it goes hand in hand with what we do. It is, it's magic is science now. It's just sort of the same kind of thing, and it is, so we have a scientific proof now of what we're doing, and it kind of does almost kind of bleed into the whole matrix thing as well. It's, we're manipulating the matrix into how we want it, and it's a science to it. So it's very cool. And the top elites, they all use it, obviously. Yeah. And but they don't want us to use it. So,
there's probably not a single billionaire in this world that does not have a professional astrologer and a professional sorcerer working for him.
Absolutely.
All throughout history, all the kings, all the queens, all the dictators, they all had sorcerers. They all had mystics, they all had psychics, they all had seers, they all had master astrologers and alchemists working for them to help them not only stay in power, but protect their kingdom and retain more power and more wealth and more of everything. It's like nobody can just be happy with like having what they want. Like, you get what you want and you want something else. It's human nature.
Well, it's kind of like the kings and the queens, they have everything, but now they're worried about losing it. And that's the thing about being on the top, is that you go worried about losing it. I think, was it Queen Elizabeth, whatever, had Nostradamus that was live in, I think. He was in the castle all full time doing work for her, right? So, oh yeah. But then in the Bible, of course, they put, oh yeah, no, that's evil. And we don't want you doing that because, they don't want you tapping into your own power and into all of these things, right? So, they just want us to be little slaves, good little slaves, go to work, come home, do it all over again, pay taxes. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's not evil. I don't look at it as evil. I know some people kind of like that whole fantasy of it being evil and whatever, but to me, it's not evil. It's science.
I think
You know.
people can be evil. I believe in evil actions, evil
Well,
deeds.
there is evil people out there for sure, but
Yeah, these entities that we work with are not evil.
no, that's what I mean. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, exactly.
Any
So.
people who summons Lucifer and actually makes contact with Lucifer will tell you he's not evil. All right.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, Same thing with Belial. They might tell you he's scary. They can be scary. I mean, anything that powerful is going to be intimidating. And if you ask them to transform me into a master magician, well, okay, and they agree to do it, well, guess what? That's not going to be easy. They're going to have to fuck you up a lot in order to transform you. And you're going to have to go through boot camp. Boot camp's not fun. You join the army, say, make me a soldier. All right. Well, okay. First thing they do is start fucking you up. And that's the only way to forge you into a stronger, better creature, stronger, better person, being, practitioner. It's not easy. All right. It's easy to go to work and punch a clock every day and come home and watch TV. And it's easy to do that every single day, just to put food on the table and, lay next to your wife in your sexless marriage or whatever. It's not easy to achieve and obtain greatness. All right. If you want to achieve and attain greatness in anything, whether it's financially or spiritually or physically, anything, it's not easy. It sucks. It's hard. It's hard to get there. Otherwise, everybody would be there. There'd be nothing to work hard for.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything that's worth having, it takes work. It's like a bodybuilder. You're not going to be a bodybuilder overnight just by asking a spirit to be a bodybuilder. No, you're going to actually have to do the work, and when you're building muscle, you're actually tearing it down so that it can, get stronger again. That's what you're doing. And yeah, it's no difference in this, so it definitely takes a lot of work, dedication,
Yeah.
so.
Your ability to suffer and ability to deal with pain and stress is essentially what dictates your ability to achieve greatness and succeed. Right? You have, no pain, no gain. That's like the oldest saying ever. That's true. You want something great, you're gonna have to work for it, and you're gonna have to suffer for it. You're gonna have to go. If you want to be a black magician, you're gonna go through some excruciating changes within yourself, not just mentally and spiritually and emotionally, but physically too. It does something to you on a cellular level. And if you undergo something like the shaman's death, um, that's going to be the most horrific thing that you ever deal with, especially if you don't know what's happening to you. So it's like that saying, be careful what you ask for. I went straight, my first evocation was with Belial. I went straight to like the ultimate badass himself. Like, forge me into a black magician. Like, okay, like, teach me your personal brand of magic. Make me your apprentice. I want to learn magic directly from you. I want to learn these black arts directly from you. It's like, okay. Next thing I know, I'm just like, oh fuck, what have I done? What have I done to myself? It was the scariest, most hardest shit I've ever been through. That shaman's death, laying there in the middle of the night, feeling like my organs are being cut out of my body. Feeling like I'm being stabbed and skewered and my liver's being ripped out. Like, you feel the sensation, but you're looking at yourself and there's nothing there. Like brushing my teeth, and all of a sudden it just felt like an invisible sword just chopped my fucking arm off. I'm looking at my hand and I can't feel my hand. Like, it was just, that kind of shit scared the fuck out of me. All right. And you're talking about
So
the word.
what was the purpose of that, do you think? Like, what was the purpose of that?
That's the shaman's death. Like,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't after I went through it, but I started researching it. And yeah, it says that whenever a person is elected to become a shaman in all these ancient cultures where, you still have shamans, like, they typically get really sick and then they undergo psychosis, and they feel as if their organs are being cut out of their body. They're being dissected alive down to a skeleton, down to a slobbering mass on the floor. The spirits literally take you apart and then put you back together. And once they do put you back together, if you make it through it, then you are something else. All right. One of two things happen whenever that happens. You either become a shaman, you either become a magician, whatever label you want to put on it. You either make it through it, or you remain in that weakened, sickened state for the rest of your life, and then you end up dying. So, I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. I became extremely ill, like deathly ill. There was no diagnosis for it. Laying there at night, fucking waking up in the middle of the night, screaming, feeling like my organs are being cut out and I'm being fucking dissected alive. My blood would literally run cold with anxiety. You feel like your blood turns to ice water. People, they ask for things like that without thinking about what they're going to have to go through in order to achieve it. Now, I made it through it. I made it through it without a mentor or any direction, not knowing exactly what was happening to me. And that was, I mean, it was the scariest. I've never felt so weak and terrified in my life. But I made it, and I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I went through it. Fuck, I would never want to go through that again. To this day, like that is, that's the one thing that scares me, is I know these spirits have the power to take your power, to break you down, to dissect you alive, and make you feel completely helpless. All right. So whenever they lift you up and empower you, if you say fuck them by lying about them, by lying in their name, ripping people off, showboating, sitting on YouTube talking in a fake accent, things like that, like you are just begging to get fucked up. And that's exactly what I do to every single one of these people that do that. They get a little taste of power, they get a little taste of fame, popularity, and then they start showboating because they want more. They want more, and they want people to revere them and see them as more than what they are. So they start being a fake person. They start making shit up. They start fake channeling. You know, they start showboating, putting on.
I was wondering about that whole thing. That was
Oh, the breathing thing, like
yeah. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but whatever. Everybody's different, but yeah.
That was really like the silliest shit I've witnessed in my life. I
Yeah.
called him on it. I'm like, dude, what is that shit?
What is that?
Every time you channel something, yeah, like someone asks you like a direct question. He's like, oh, the spirit says to trust your intuition. You already know the answer. Like, no, you know the fucking answer. They wouldn't ask you, dude. Like a direct question. Like that's how you know if someone's fake channeling. They give you like a vague, cryptic answer. Like, no,
Yeah.
First of all, I can't like just say, okay, hire me to get you a channeled message from the spirit. So you pay me whatever, and then I'm supposed to go like get you a special channeled message. Well, chances are the spirit has nothing to fucking say to you. All right. And if they did, they would say it to you. All right. The spirits rarely speak, but when they do, it's very direct. It's very direct and to the point. They don't speak. I mean, they might speak in a riddle if they're wanting to fuck with you or make you think or want you to figure out on your own. But anytime like I've been doing a ritual for a client and the spirit has something important to say to them, specifically in wealth rights, wealth rights for people that have their own businesses and whatnot. Once in a while, I work exclusively with Soon Talak for wealth rights. He only speaks if it's really important and it's very direct, short, and to the point. All right. And I've never been able to just like go and be like, oh, this person wants a special message from you, Belial or Satan or whoever they're wanting a special message for. Like, they're going to be like, how dare you fucking sell that shit in my name? If I got something to say to them, I'll say it myself. And if they're not hearing me, if they're not getting it, then maybe I'll tell you if you're working with that person so you can relay it. But chances are I'm just going to like slam it into their fucking face over and over until they finally do get it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of fake, a lot of fake everything out there, But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny when he was doing that. Because sometimes I noticed he was doing it even when he wasn't channeling. He forgot that he was confused between when he was channeling and when he wasn't channeling, and he was still doing it. I'm like, okay, all right.
The thing was talking fake Scottish accent. Once he started doing that, I stopped sitting next to him on YouTube. I was like, dude, you are not going to sit there next to me and talk in a fake accent. Like, what? It's going to be fake about your. I mean, I mean, you're from fucking Maryland. You're not from Scotland. You know, like, what does it do? Do you think it sounds cooler to talk in a fake accent? I called him out on it. He stopped doing it for a while, and he started doing it again. I guess now he's hiding. Period. He's not doing YouTube or Facebook or anything anymore, and I wouldn't be either if I was him. I'd be trying to figure out how the fuck I'm going to get out of this country before some of these people catch up to me. Because like I said in that video, I'm not the worst person after him. You can only get away with doing shit like that so long, and every bully eventually fucks with the wrong kid on the playground and gets their nose broke. All right, every con man, every pedophile, all these people, I have to believe that sooner or later there are wrong people out there that this person is going to fuck with the wrong person eventually and get what they deserve. Well, I mean, goddamn, if I'm not the wrong person, then I'm not a fucking man.
Yeah, he got himself into some hornet's nest here. That just blows me away that he would even dare do that. Like, how stupid can you be? Like,
he's got a pair of balls on him. I'll give him that.
Either that, or he's just not all there. Like, like he's just not. I don't know. Not thinking. Obviously, not thinking it through. And I don't know. It's just, he's either very, very stupid or he's got balls of steel. But I don't know. I guess
I definitely think there's some mental illness, but
it's got to be something there.
I'm not the last person that I would fuck with. There's people way scarier than me that I wouldn't fuck with, but I'm one of the last people I would fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might be a lack of intelligence and delusions of grandeur.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, there's got to be something like that that's going on there, because delusion
of grandeur is the number one thing that get people into trouble when they come to the occult. They have a few. They successfully summon an entity. They do some successful spells and alter reality, and that fucking power just goes right to their head, and it swells up. And next thing you know, they're the reincarnation of fucking Lucifer or something like that. They think they're a fallen angel or something special, anything other than human, because it's not cool to just be human. No, we got to believe something other than human in order to fucking feel special and feed into those delusions. And if you're a person that is prone to that, prone to the overdeveloped sense of self-importance and ego, then there are spirits that will feed into that just to fuck with you because they think it's funny to watch you fall on your face. There are entities that we know as trickster gods, and they're entities that have a sense of humor, that if a fucking idiot comes to them with something retarded, then they might just egg them on a little bit just to see how far this moron will go. Like, I would do that. Like, I could totally get the trickster god mentality. So it's like, we human beings all have the capacity to perform miracles. All right. Not everyone seems to be able to, because they probably aren't trying, or they're not going about it the right way. But, magic is our birthright as a human race. Mm-hmm. And we all have the power potentially to take control of our own reality and manifest miracles in our lives. All right. And so whenever somebody does do that, it's really easy for that ego to swell up and for them to try to convince themselves that they're something more than human, but, mm-hmm. but I'm not a starseed. I'm not a fallen angel. I'm not any of that shit. I'm just a regular fucking hillbilly from the Blue Ridge Mountains that likes to sacrifice chickens in his backyard to ancient deities, gods, demons, jinn, whatever you want to call them, angels. I work with those too. I'm just somebody that recognized that there was power here, and that there was something to all of these ancient cultures that practiced these ritual ceremonies and sacrificial rites. I'm like, okay, well, what can I learn from looking at the greatest people in history? Well, something they all have in common is they were all into magic and sorcery. Every single one of them. Every king, every conqueror, every great woman in history. Joan of Arc was a witch. Like, they were all great people, and they all believed in ritual magic. They all had an otherworldly connection to otherworldly beings that we call spirits or gods, angels, demons, whatever label you want to put on them. They had a connection to that other world, and they made it work for them, and they accomplished great things. So if you want to accomplish great things, you need to imitate the people in the past that did so. And that's what got me studying magic in the first place. That's what turned me on to sacrificial rites. I'm like, okay, well, if Genghis Khan did it, and it worked, then I should do it too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, exactly. It's funny how you said Lucifer, because there's so many people that you see online. Everybody's incarnated from Lucifer. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I've met like 50 of them. They'll message
Yeah.
me on Facebook. Hi, I'm
Oh
the
yeah.
reincarnation of Lucifer, and I'm
Yeah.
supposed to, work with you or connect with you or whatever. I'm just like, oh, who's
Yeah.
basically messaging me from?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of that in the community, but yeah. There's a lot of misconceptions around the whole thing, and that's the thing. You need to educate yourself about, it's because some of my audience will like, oh, that's evil, sacrificing chickens. I lost a lot of friends over that as well. Like how can you kill the animals? And it's like, well, do you eat meat?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you do, then where do you think that? And unfortunately, there is actually grown ass people that think that the grocery store made that meat there.
Yeah.
They have no association with animals at all, right? Yet they're eating it. And, so there's a lot of that going on. They just don't realize, and then, yeah. So, once you look into history and all this stuff, then you see, oh, that was quite common. It wasn't that long ago since we stopped doing it, publicly, right? It wasn't that long ago, really. And it's still going on. It's just underground now. That's all.
Yeah.
So, and it seems to work, it's working.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to like chop someone's head off. They can launch a missile. Like I mean, the people of the world have never stopped practicing magic. And if you ever want to become something more than a slave to the system, to these elites that are in charge of us all, then you might want to learn their practices and techniques.
Exactly. Isn't it something about, hold your enemies even closer? Something like that. Like, you got to know the stuff that they're doing, even if you want to fight them.
Yeah.
You got to know what they're doing so that you can counter, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be in there and do the work, and
you need to know your enemies better than anyone.
Exactly. Absolutely. I agree. So, wow, it's been an hour already.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. Yeah, I'm glad that we made it. Hopefully this recording is going to be okay and everything will turn out good here at the end. I guess we'll find out once we get it downloaded. But yeah, it was good to get this out there. I know it's, it's a little bit of a disappointment out there. I think a lot of people liked him, like I had some people message me after he was on the Steiger thing and, oh, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I'm sure he looks good, but looks aren't everything, obviously, as you can see.
Oh no, he's a likable dude. He's an intelligent dude. He's very easy to like, especially in person. He's very good at being overly considerate and overly empathetic, and exhibits all the traits of a trustworthy person. And if you're going to make a career out of conning people and stealing people and victimizing people, then you kind of have to. I mean, everybody loved and trusted Ted Bundy too. Like nobody ever thought Ted Bundy was Ted Bundy until it was too late. So there's people that have some type of darkness in them that gives them power, and it gives them power to manipulate people. Even perceptive, intuitive people can fall victim to that, and I'm living proof of this. And I've learned two of the hardest lessons in my life in the last few years. The hardest lesson of trusting my ex-wife, and then trusting Rurik directly after that. And they both did the exact same thing to me. And I trusted Nicola in between as well, who did the exact same thing to me. So like, it's kind of like, how many times are the spirits going to have to like kick my ass to teach me this lesson? All right, it's time that I learn this fucking lesson and become better. So that's what I'm doing, because that's the only thing that I can do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's a lesson. There's no good or evil in the world. It's just experiences and lessons, unfortunately. And that's what we're here for. We're not here for sit around and just party all the time, right? There's lessons to be learned here, and unfortunately, some of them are really hard. And unfortunately, that happened to you. But I'm excited about the future, what you got coming up. The new website is up, and group ritual coming up, and everything else that you got going on. I can't wait to see where you're going with all this.
Oh, there's some big things coming up that I can't talk about yet because they're not a done deal. But yeah, if everything works out, then yeah, there's a lot of big things coming. Not just the website and magic and group rituals, but other big things. So I'm excited about the future. I've got my drive back. I've healed my broken heart and my fractured mind, and I'm the new improved J.S., and I feel stronger and better than I ever have.
Yay, can't wait. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that you got through that. It was some dark times there for sure. We could see it right from a distance. It's hard to watch, but you know, we all got to go through it, and we all have. You know, I went through 2 marriages. I just learned my lessons a little bit earlier on in life, and I've been single for the last 18 years. So, for for good reason.
Did you really learn something?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The last one was so bad. I'm like, I'm not. Even if it was just a fraction of that in the next relationship, I don't want it. No thanks. I'll do it on my own. Yeah. So, which is unfortunate, but I think for me, anyways, I'm just better off being solo. I just don't trust anybody anymore. You get jaded after a while, but I hope that that's not you. I hope that you're, able to have successful relationships. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. You're still young. You're still in your 30s, and you got lots of time, and yeah, lots of good things coming. So yeah, stay tuned, everybody. I'll have all JS's links down below in the description of the video. Of course, all my links are down there as well. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTubes and check out our websites and all that other stuff that's down there. Social media, we're on most platforms. I don't know if you're on. Are you on Instagram and all that stuff too, or just
No.
just a Facebook? No, you're not on that. Okay.
No, I mean, I might make an Instagram or something, but like, I honestly don't have time to keep up with multiple platforms. I have like a personal Facebook, and I might share a video or advertise. I share your videos and advertisements on there, but that's really just like entertainment. I'm a goofball on Facebook. I do funny skits,
Yeah.
funny memes. I don't really get business from Facebook. I get my business mostly from YouTube. So and actually mostly from referral, like word of mouth. Like one person booked me for something, they're like, "Holy shit!" and they tell all their friends about it. And that's how I get most of my business.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Facebook is kind of useless. I don't post much on there either. I got in trouble years ago trying to do my whole truth seeker thing and all this. I just got shadow banned, and they just, take me down. So I try not to post too much up in there, but I do have a business page. I don't know if you have a business page on Facebook.
I mean, I did for Lawless Metaphysics. I'm gonna have to make a new one for JS.
Yeah, just maybe get that going as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's all gonna work its way out. Yeah. Well, I know it is. It's already is. So
Oh, it already is. I
it's
mean,
a
the
done
website's
deal.
already doing good, and it's only been up for a week. So yeah.
Yeah. Right on. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, JS, and telling us all about this. And yeah, I wish you all the best, man.
Well, thank you for having me on, my friend. And we've been friends for a long time. I hope we stay friends. And love you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we kind of got onto the scene around the same time, and yeah, a few years back. So yeah, awesome. All right, everybody. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.